everybody. Welcome back to Open Talk. Tonight we have Tiffany, Pinky, Styles, and your girl Kells. And tonight we will be talking about education and different things that you probably can do to transition from high school to higher education. So we have Miss Pinky. She will be talking about, a couple of things that you can do as you transition.
Okay. Hi guys. So I'm actually going to start from like primary school, then to high school, then to sixth form, which is actually still high school. But let me start from primary school. So I'm actually from Jamaica. So in Jamaica, you would like go to preschool, then you go to kindergarten, and then grade 1 to grade 6. And we'll do GSAT exam, but now it's changed to like PEP, where you do an exam, and depending on your grades and which school you choose to go to, like high school, then the government or whoever marks GSAT would place you into a school depending on your grades. So I passed for Marines, and I spent 5 years at Marines, and it was it was okay. Some stuffs were hard. We had a lot of trips, and it was fun in like fourth and fifth form. That's like nine, 10 and 11th grade.
Mhm.
And then when we're in 11th grade now, we do this exam called CXC or CSEC. But you actually can do it from even primary school. You can actually do CXC
Wow.
and CSEC from primary school. Them actually have sixth graders who do English CXC and pass. So, but okay, so you do CXC in fifth form usually, but I would say start doing some CXC subjects from like, if you know you can manage it, then do some from early. So when you're in fifth form, you won't have so much to do. So yes, you do CXC and get your results in summer, and depending on your grades, then you'll know where to go from there. And I would say 6C isn't that hard, where you just have to study those ones.
Mm-hmm.
Because like in third form, I started studying like 1 month or a couple weeks before exam, and I got a 2, which is okay. But if I started studying from earlier, I could have gotten a grade 1. But yes, I think if you know you can manage it, you should start doing subjects from early on in school. Okay, and then after that, it depends if you want to go to move on to like college. Some college accept CXC, but some accept CAPE like UE. So it depends if you want to go straight into college, can go to like UTech or community college, like Mobay Community College or so. Or you can decide to go to sixth form, your choice. My choice was to go to sixth form. So yeah. And then when you're at sixth form now, you do lower and upper sixth form where you do unit one and unit two in Cape. Okay. And that's just it basically, and get your associate degree if you do integrated maths. If you
Okay.
don't do integrated maths, I don't think you get an associate degree.
Hmm.
Yes.
Okay, so thank you, Pinky, for that. That's very informative. I'm sure that there are people out there that need a little bit of extra information about what it is or where they're going. So next we have Tiffany. Tiffany, what are your experiences or anything you'd like to share?
All right. So for me, high school. I graduated high school over a decade ago. So it's much different. Not say that much different, but there are some differences as to when I was in high school and with her being in high school. So um I believe like in the ninth grade you start focusing on the subjects that you would like that you plan on taking in terms of the career field that you plan on going into. So you start to hone in on those subjects, and you focus on that. What I've seen now is that most persons know it is very broad. So some persons are I've seen persons doing like 14 subjects and stuff like that. Pinky, for example. So yeah, so when I was going to high school, the most that a person would do is 10 CXC subjects. And it was not very popular at that time for persons to do CXC or CSEC as they call it in the ninth grade or so forth. So most persons were doing it in fifth form or 11th grade because that's when you're expected to do it. But I've seen recently persons doing it in seventh grade. I did not know that they had persons doing it in primary school or prep school. So that's something new. I've never heard of that. So that's something that I've learned. So for me, when I was in high school, so I started my focus in the ninth grade because I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do. I knew that I thought that I wanted to do business. So I took a whole heap of business subjects. So I was doing accounting, I was doing principles of business. I was also doing so I did accounting, principle of business. I did the math, the English. I did Spanish. Oh, English literature, English language, the math. I did biology, and I did 8 subjects. I can't remember all of them, but yeah, and information technology.
Sorry.
So mhm. Oh, so yeah, I did all of those subjects because I wanted to go in the business field, but I always had this edge for wanting to help people. So I would always say that I wanted to become a business manager or a bank manager or a lawyer. Don't know where I got that from because I'm not that I'm very reserved, so I don't have all of that confidence to become a lawyer. But I ended up doing law in Cape as well. So, and I always thought about wanting to help people. So I thought about being a counselor and stuff like that. When so after doing my CXC CSEC subjects, I was planning to go to sixth form, but my grandmother, she passed, so we had to move from where we were living because there was no much supervision there. So we had to move. So I decided to go to community college. So I went to come see, and I still did Cape. It is almost like sixth form because with the Cape, so I did a bunch of Cape subjects, and my I have my Cape diploma, and we did an associate degree in general studies. So with that, we did psychology, we did law, we did information technology, communication studies, Caribbean studies, um, business management of business, a bunch of them. So it was level 1 and level 2 that we did, and sociology. So when I still did not know exactly what I wanted to do when I was in my first year, but in my second year, I after doing psychology, I decided to go ahead with psychology because I enjoyed learning about people's mind, not people's mind, but human behavior. So did that, and I went to UE. I studied psychology, finished UE. I came here and I did my master's in social work, clinical social work. So that's another part. But if So yeah, all right. Going back. So some tips that I would give to you is, if you're undecided, if you don't know exactly what you want to do a bunch of subjects that you like, see what you like. You probably will change in the process. Don't stick to one thing, because and don't stick to what your parents want you to do, because for me, my family was telling me, oh, I should just go to teachers college, or I should just go ahead and do nursing. I don't like blood, and I don't like teaching. I don't really like, I don't, not say I don't like, but I do not enjoy people that much, a group of people here. So I enjoy, the one-on-one sessions. So I knew what I liked, and I knew what would, kind of fulfill me. So you have to find out your passion, and it probably will take some years, but you just have to go through the ropes. You have to do what it takes to get to where you want. So do a whole heap of research. Go on YouTube if you're interested in something. Go on YouTube. You can watch videos about persons, how they um, just watch them about how they transition into their career field. You can also Google. You can Google schools. Call the schools. Ask them what their programs offer, and the kind of jobs that are there. And you also have to be careful about when you are choosing the career path. If you're not passionate about it, be careful, because some of the jobs, they don't pay that well, and if you are in it for the money, then you'll become discouraged. You become so it kind of burn you out. If you don't have that kind of passion for something and it becomes overwhelming, you're not going to want to do it. A lot of people go to school for, go to medical school, and then after a while they cannot manage it, and they just have to end up leaving. So be careful. Also, another thing that I would say, if you are decided or undecided, you can go on the Bureau of Labor, the Labor Bureau website, just to find out, jobs that are available, jobs that, how the jobs are paying, how marketable the jobs are. So you have to take some of those things into consideration. But and if you're going to do, for example, CXC, CSEC in high school, don't be pressured to do it early. And especially if you don't have the resources, if you don't have the money, don't pressure yourself to do it. Study ahead. Just study until the 11th grade, until you're able to pay for it, because some persons, as again, in the Caribbean, the opportunities are not there, the resources are not there. We don't have all of that money to waste. So if you can just start studying from early, I'd say start studying from the ninth grade, and then in the 11th grade you take those CXC subjects. If you're able to afford it to take it, in lower school, you can take it. But I just say, just be smart about it. Don't waste too much money on it, and find something that you like, something that you're passionate about, because at the end of the day, your mom can tell you, say, oh, go and do law, go and do medicine, go teach, and do whatever. And when you get into those career fields, it does not fulfill you. So find something that's fulfilling to you.
Okay.
So yeah, that's my take.
Actually, I just want to say that this year, like in Jamaica, some children are on path that I wouldn't say they can't afford it, but it's like
Mm-hmm.
a program.
Oh.
So actually, this year, persons that are on path, that's what it's called, they only paid $500 and got the rest of
What?
their subjects free.
I know that they subsidized some of the subjects, because I remember when I was doing CXC, I don't think I paid for math, English, or social studies, and I don't remember if I paid um, for biology. But because they subsidized some of the CXC, they subsidize some of the subjects, so everybody will get some subjects free.
Yeah, that
So
how that's how it went. Yeah.
So, Styles, what are your experiences or any advice that you'd have to give to anybody, pursuing higher education?
So before we start, just have to big up Pinky. She has 9 1s. So whoop, whoop. Okay. So 9 1s means A's, guys. A's. So that's really, really good. So for me, I came over here in third form in Jamaica. So that would be ninth grade. So I came over here and I went to the 10th grade. So usually when you come over to the States, they try to put you back a grade. But because, Jamaica is a little bit ahead of the United States, you already have the classes that you need to go on to the next grade. So I didn't have to get held back. I went straight into the 10th grade. Just to let you guys know, so you guys don't look stupid like me, they don't use the black and white composition books, okay? So don't go buy up a whole heap of composition books like I did and go to school with a big bag full of composition books, okay? Don't do it. Don't do it. What you're going to need is loose leaf, okay? Get loose leaf and get some folders, maybe the paper folders, maybe some classes you might need binders, but more times you have lockers, so you don't really have to bring home the books them unless you have homework to do or something like that. So you can always leave your books them in the lockers, and then you have your folder leave them to do your work. You do not need the black and white marble books, okay, guys? Because I did that. Another thing that kind of helped me is that the schools are big. You understand? So you have different buildings that you have to go to. The good thing for me is that, my mom kind of hooked me up with some friends that went to the school, and I was able to take the bus with them in the morning. So when I got to school, they were able to tell me, okay, this class is in this building, so you go here. The next class is in that building, you go there. And then at lunch, if we have the same lunch, then we'll all meet up. So it's good if you kind of have a friend, or maybe if you can go to the school and do a tour before you actually start school, so that way you can know the buildings. Because if not, when that bell ring and you're supposed to go to your next class, you're not gonna know where to go. Because the schools are so big. So if you can probably do a tour before you go to school, it'll be good. Also, in high school, they have something called dual enrollment. They didn't have it when I was there, but dual enrollment allows you to do classes that will give you college credits. So it will count towards your AA degree or your AS degree, or your 2 year degree, which is your prerequisites. So that way, when you actually go to college, you'll be ahead of the game. You don't have to spend money to do all of that and waste time doing all those classes over again. So those are just my tips. Just kind of do a tour before you go to the school. Um, Dual enrollment is good. Depending on what school you go to, like sometimes if you're into medical or if you're into law, there's specific schools that have programs that's geared towards that. So if that's what you want to do, maybe try find a school before you come up here that is, that do those kind of courses, or even the army. Some of them, what is it called, Kels?
ROTFC, something
Yeah.
like that.
That's what it's called.
Yeah.
So yeah, even like stuff like that, like they help you to do, and then you have School of the Arts, like if you wanted to be an actress or, whatever you want to do. So you don't just have to go straight into school. Figure out what you want to do and then pick a school that will help you to get into the right direction. And surpriser, Kels and I went to the same high school, but we didn't know each other at that time.
Wow.
That's true.
Yeah. So Kels,
Which is
what
a
are
good
your
thing.
tips?
It's a good thing because I probably would have corrupted you. You'd have been corrupt. Um, so a couple of the tips that I have, right? Okay, so there was a program that we had was like OJT, right? Which is like on job training. So instead of going to a certain class that day, you would actually go to work. You would make a paycheck, everything. So that was one of the classes that I liked because I left and went to work, made some money.
I
Because
didn't
I
know
was like, I
about
don't have time
that.
for this. But yeah, I love that. I love that class. I actually worked at Wendy's when I was in high school. That was my class that was the job that I got. I also had a job in a doctor's office, putting away like paper charts and stuff for them. But I preferred Wendy's because I like food, so I would eat the food. But the one suggestion I would have to anybody that ever did that or have that situation going on is the first couple of checks that you get, don't go buying clothes and, you know,
And McDonald's.
go shopping and all that stuff, like, most definitely save your money. And if you plan on buying a car, save your money till you have enough to buy that car cash. Don't finance it, because they will kill you in interest rates, or you'll be paying for years on a car that, like, almost double what you would have paid if you just paid cash. So that's one tip I could say. Like, make sure you save your money and put it into something that's going to be, like, you know, useful to you, or like an investment or something. So in I want to say, like, in middle school, right? I can only tell you the mistakes that I've made. I can't really tell you, like, oh, you should do this, that, whatever, because different places are different. Like, I'm in the US, so that doesn't really apply to Jamaica, so I can't really say that. But when I was going from middle school to high school, there's a test that you had to take, and that would determine your placement in high school when you got there, right? So the teacher, whoever he was just like, oh yeah, it's just a test, don't worry about it, you know, it's not a big deal, you know, you don't really have to, it's not like you're really being graded on it and stuff like that, so you don't have to worry about passing it. So me and my brightness, I don't want to do no test anyway, so I went and marked the whole thing, all kind of crazy answers. Okay, well, when I got to high school, they put me in the dunce class because I messed up and wrote all kind of crazy stuff on the test. So it took me like almost a whole year for them to realize, okay, well, she really shouldn't be in remedial classes, or, you know, whatever. And I'm like, girl, how y'all got me doing timetables in high school? I got in that class, I was upset. Like, what is this? I know how to read a chart. Like, this is stupid. And it was because of that test. So I would say any test that you take, anything that they put in front of you, definitely take it seriously. Don't, like, you know, just go through it or whatever and blow it off. Even if they tell you they're not being graded on it, you are somewhere along the lines, because if that was the case, they wouldn't have given it to you in the first place. So they're always checking out your stuff. And those are the only things that I could say, you know, as far as education wise. Sometimes going to college or high school, past high school, is not, you know, something that you want to do. But if you do decide that you want to go into college, they have a thing where you can emancipate yourself. So you can have it to where your parents are no longer, like, you know, guardian of you, right?
Right.
And what that does is that frees you up. So when you go to apply for, like, financial aid at a college, they'll only look at your income, because if you are not emancipated, they look at your parents' income, and that determines on how much they're going to pay. So when you get yourself emancipated, you don't have an income, so you get a lot more financial aid. And that's the thing I think a lot of parents don't know. Like, you know, they send their kids to school, and now you have these $1,000 worth of debt, when you could have simply just emancipated your kid and then pretty much got, you know, almost free education, you know. But those are the only things I could think of to say, you know, to help anybody, like, future, you know, educate themselves.
And can I add one thing really quick?
Yeah.
When you're finished with high school, like, yeah, university sounds all good, blah, 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 blah. You can go to community college and get the same classes for cheaper, okay? If you go to university, they're going to charge you, let's just say, $1,000. If you go to community college, you're probably going to get charged $150 to $200. Let's just say, if you have to pay out of pocket. So if you're trying to help out your parents or your pocket, you can do those same 2 years, because you have to first do 2 years before you go into the actual program that you want to. So for me, for nursing, I had to do regular 2 years to get my associate's degree, math, English, science. You can take those at a community college. And then when you're ready to do your nursing program, you can go to a university if you want to. Still going to be a lot of money, but at least you have that option. So don't always run to go to the big university to them. You can do your associates and even your regular, you know, degree at a community college. They don't look at where you did your thing. They look at that you have your degree.
Right.
So, I mean, from my experience,
yeah,
I went to community college. And I still got to where I need to get to, and I'm still going. And it never stopped me. So don't try to do the big thing and show off. No. Go and get your little cheap college classes, them. and save that money for if you really want to go to university, and then you can pay for that if you have to pay out of pocket.
Yeah, that's so true because for persons in Jamaica, especially me, one of the mistakes that I made, it was just a selfish decision because I did not want to be back in high school. I wanted to, get away from high school. So after finishing up high school, I decided to go to the community college because with your high school education, at that time you could not go directly into college, into university. So you had to, either do the sixth form or you go to the community college. Me, I did not want to be in high school because I wanted to go to a school where I could. They had different colored uniforms. We could wear jewelry. We could color our hair and all of that. So I decided that I will not be going back to high school to do sixth form. I was going to go to community college because you want to be a hot girl or something. So just always be mindful of things like that. Take your parents' finances into consideration. If they're unable to pay for it, continue doing sixth form, and then after that you go to UV or you go to UTech. And no, as Pinky said, that you can go to, I believe, UTech after after you've completed your CSEC. So just think about how you have to be financially responsible. So take your parents' finances into consideration. And for persons who are looking for scholarships, you can find scholarships almost everywhere. Even within your own communities, there are agencies, your MPs who can finance your education or a portion of your education. So you can look into that. Know who is your MPs in your communities, build relationship with those persons, and they'll be able to link you with other people, network with other people that even can provide jobs for you as well after you've completed your studies, as well as they can help to pay a portion of your tuitions.
Okay.
So yeah.
So those are a couple of ways where you can kind of navigate through the educational system. Okay.
Mhm.
So hopefully somebody got something out of that. If anybody has anything that they would like to add to this conversation, make sure you leave it inside the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and you can follow us Open Talk Show on Instagram. We're on Instagram. Okay. We won't do no TikTok. I'm just playing.
So guys, also go over to DDG Vlogs, watch all the videos, subscribe, like, and leave a comment. I will be dropping soon. Next video will be coming up pretty soon. Yes, and let me give you a hint. It's going to be a hair tutorial. Okay.
Cool.
Yes.
I'll be tuning in
Yes.
to learn some things. And don't forget to follow Zenmo Essentials on Instagram to get your premium luxury quality candles. So,
Okay, get some smell good in your life.
mhm.